always hard to start the panel after the lunch, but I hope that colleagues will join us because we're about to have a very important panel. Our colleagues from water channel companies from cities that are most vulnerable in terms of war. For me, it's not that hard because I'm from Lviv, from western part of Ukraine, and for me sometimes it's very hard to imagine how hard it is not only to live but to work in the cities that are every day under the missile attacks. And in these biggest so the biggest challenges Ukraine encounters now are the security challenges, and the uniqueness of the situation is that now we're talking about climate change, about energy efficiency, about modernization under the conditions of real war where we have to survive. And these are the first challenges we have to tackle and the first things we need to handle. To discuss this topic, I invite our colleagues to take part in the panel. Viktor Pisotsky, Deputy Head of Mykolaiv Vodokanal. Viktor, please. Anatoly Sagach, Director of Sumy City Water Channel. Valentin Yakovenko, Director of Water Channel Company in Kramatorsk. Andrei Kolesnik from Chernivtsi Water Channel Company. Chernivtsi are not under attack either, normally, I guess. And Alexander Kozak, expert of the cluster. So, dear colleagues, I would like our panel to be dynamic. It's obvious that the cities that are invited here, they have totally different positions. We have cities from western, southern, eastern parts. I guess Chernivtsi has never been under attack. And of course, the hardest situation is in the city that is directly on the front line. That's why I would ask you to tell us about how you handle the situation in terms of water supply, drinking water supply in these conditions. Viktor, as well, everyone knows about the situation in Mykolaiv. How do you ensure the water supply without drinking water? Thank you. Water supply is a really urgent problem for us. You all know that we don't have access to drinking water because our water offtake point has been destroyed by occupiers, and we don't have access to that point for reconstruction. So we had to take that salt water from the Liman, and this cost us almost ruin our water distribution system in the city. And now we're working on, first of all, restoration of that system, and the second, we need to handle the issue of providing people with drinking water because they need it. And this is this was a very important task for us. As for now, the temporary solution is the installation of reverse osmosis stations. So we give drinking water to people, distribute drinking water that we get from wells, and that's how we distribute it among people, residents, and that's how we solve it for now. If you maybe put on my slides, I will tell you in more details about what I was planning to share with you. Which part of Mykolaiv consumers, which share of Mykolaiv residents is covered by osmosis? The biggest share of the city. So people take water directly from water treatment stations. So this water doesn't get into the system. People just take it on local sites and place. So I can say that people use only that. But some part of the city has the salt water. The whole city has so-called technical water in the system for people to use them for sanitation needs. So we supply that water of technical quality. If you can see, Mykolaiv is really close to the front line.
Our city is almost nearby the front line with Kherson region, and it make very serious influence on our work. This war actually brings a lot of challenges for our enterprise. This is some parameters of our enterprise before the war, and situation was really good. We had a lot of plans. We had a strategy for development of our Mykolaiv water canal for the next 15 or 30 years. But this war brought a lot of challenges, and it's a disaster for the city, this work. You see our main challenges: people have to collect water in bottles. You see the quality of raw water that we have right now on the water treatment plant. You can see a lot of mines nearby our water main that was destroyed recently. So, from one side, the war is a challenge. From another side, it's a time to think about our future and opportunity to make it future much better. So we decided to review our strategy for the next 15, 20 years, and we seriously think about innovative approach for our municipal enterprise. Actually, we have to follow this strategy of whole city of Mykolaiv, and of course, we formulated our strategy according to the needs of the city. And for the formulating of our strategy, we used a holistic approach that we cover all necessary components of our system. You could see the main elements of this new approach that we have right now. And, sorry. And of course, it's very difficult to survive for us right now with support from our friends, from donors organization, from international financial organization. You could see how many friends we have right now. Maybe I forgot somebody, sorry, but I tried to put everybody. You could see it's really serious support from our friends. And we really appreciate this. And our friends help us to create this new strategy. Actually, they provide a lot of opportunities to learn innovations, to learn their experience. Actually, we would like simply just do not invent vehicle or just to copy some experience, the ready technologies. And I think it's a very proactive approach for us. So, how we cooperate with our friends and how we actually survive. So there are several mechanisms for our project that we formulated in our strategy. One mechanism is quite simple. For example, when we have memorandum of understanding between us and donor organization, the project that formulated by Vodokanal together with donor could be implemented by several ways. One way, when Vodokanal conduct own process for tendering, bidding process, contracting, and donor organization provides money and supervision. Or other approach, it's when donor organization take care about whole cycle of bidding process, contracting, and supervision as well. So, and they do direct payment to contractors. Actually, for us, it's really nice because in this situation, we are on the safe side. We do not touch money. And the system is really transparent for donors, for international financial organizations. They see the whole process and they cooperate directly with contractors. So Vodokanal just also has technical supervision and cooperation with donor. And there is an example of our cooperation with the World Bank when we got subvention from the government of Ukraine, but government of Ukraine, of course, got money from the World Bank, And we had 4 contracts inside of this cooperation agreement, and it was multilateral agreement between our Vodokanal City Council, Ministry of Infrastructure, and Ministry of Finance. So, as I told you before, the money transferred directly to contractors. So, Vodokanal performed bidding process. We concluded contracts. World Bank approved these contracts, and after that, of course, we started. And we actually, Mykolaiv Vodokanal was the first Vodokanal who completed all projects in time and very successfully. Another very good example, also our very reliable friend, it's ICRC. We have already 3 projects together, and very proactive approach from ICRC side. They, in several projects, you see, they take care directly about everything. For example, we have right now very good project about creation of GIS and hydraulic modeling system. It's almost 7 months that we have this project, and it's very effective and successful. And ICRC did everything. They formulated terms of reference for the consultant, for the company that makes this hydraulic modeling and everything. So they took care about whole process and in close cooperation with our water utility. And of course, our old mechanism is loan agreement with banks that also support our projects. It's a standard actually approach when we have project agreement with bank, and bank actually loan money to Ukraine, and Ukraine make a sub loan to us. So, for example, it's our project together with European Investment Bank. We also successfully finalized almost 12 contracts, and right now we just need to implement 2 contracts more. So this is the standard process when we make a bidding procedure, contracting, and we present our payment documents to the Ministry of Finances, and after the approval, the money goes directly to our contractors. So this is our actually final target for our strategy, what we would like to achieve. But I have to mention that the main target to provide people with drinking water. This is what we have to do to put all our efforts. And I would like to thank you again, our partners, international institutions. And
Віктор,
those-
скажіть,
yeah.
от ви оцінювали, скільки
Victor, so according to your estimates, how much money and time do you need to give drinking water to people?
Session, you saw several figures. What I have to mention, when politics interfere in technical issue, there is a quite small disaster. Actually, we need less money that was presented. But if you need to know exactly how much, okay, roughly, yes, I will tell you. So we do not take care right now about new water main and water intake because it's not our business. As far as I know, it's something around 200 million euro. But what we need for this time, it's money for construction of new facilities for water treatment, because even if we get water from new source, we will not be able to prepare drinking water for the people, because our old facilities, water treatment facilities, are absolutely incapable to treat this water. And okay, we will get water from the pipe, that's all.
So you need 200 million euro?
114 million euro for new water treatment plant, 52 million for reconstruction of our water reservoir.
And you estimated how much time do you spend for it?
According to our plan, the first stage we have to finalize before the next October. but I'm not sure that we can do it right now.
What are the obstacles?
Yes, there are a lot of obstacles, believe me. I'm not able to tell you everything, unfortunately, but...
Amazing, but it's the key questions. When we are ready to get the fresh water to the people. And
to be honest,
do you know the resources?
I know. Actually, we considered three sources of water, fresh water, and we considered particular funds. Actually, our old partner EAB, they secured funds for us.
No.
And
Okay.
right now we're at the stage when we finalize it together with the consultant feasibility study, and the bidding documents also almost ready. And we are ready to start bidding process together with the EIB. But it's a matter of our capability to get this loan. You know, the city of Mykolaiv at such stage, in such financial positions that we are not able to get approval from Ministry of Finance to get this loan. So it's a tricky situation. Money is on the table, but we are not able to touch it. You know, we have prepared everything.
But your situation is looking not bad. У мене питання до
My question is to Valentin Yakovenko. Comparing to Mykolaiv, which is your situation? So let me start with mentioning that the information about water supply and sewage, maybe I'm not able to share all the details about the systems, but to add up to what Mykolaiv said, in our city we do have drinking water, we have some used so-called technical water, which correspond to the national sanitary norms, but thanks to donors' aid since the beginning of the war, Red Cross and UNICEF had give us a very good support from Waterworks Consortium.
And the consortium gathers all the Vodokanal enterprises and the academic cluster and all the projects that are proposed by us are discussed and executed. We're deeply thankful for the help provided to our water facility and our citizens. We hope that we'll overcome the situation with dignity and re-establish the full capacity of the water facilities in the city. But what is the biggest challenge? The most significant challenge is caused by the ballistic missiles and drones hitting the infrastructure. And while the repair brigades are only the 50% of what we need to cope with such need in reparation. It is also connected with risking our staff lives and health during the maintenance works. The next challenge to be solved is the alternative water supply for the city. And this issue had been never analyzed before, but what is the alternative for you? We have a small river that never served as a source of water supply. We also we started some drilling in order to get underground water for the city needs. But is there really centralized water supply system? It works, however, it works partially with a schedule of water supply for every single building, depending on the time of the day and a particular day. And in terms of energy, we got our own generators. And the last energy supply source is operational thanks to our army. God protect them, please. What's more, the heating season started in Kramatorsk on November the 1st. We still do our work. I think you're able to speak for hours about your city, but it is greatest paragon of virtues of the Kramatorsk municipality workers. Thank you. What about Chernivtsi? Hello, everyone. I hope the presentation will be shown on the screen. So my short presentation will consider Chernivtsi water facility experience and the experience of cooperation with international finance organizations. I will concentrate exactly on the cooperation with the international donors. A lot was said about the operational activity because Chernivtsi isn't any different than other cities with the same issues with the tariffs and so on. A few words about the city and the water supply facilities. Chernivtsi used to be an Austrian-Hungarian city, and because of that, in 1895, the first water pipeline was built, taking water from Prut River. Now, the water facility is a strategically important enterprise with hundreds of staff. Now we're supplying 270,000 people with fresh water. Some of them are internal migrants, and that number varied from 40 to 70,000. Nowadays, the water supply and drainage system is about 440 kilometers. What's more, the rain drainage is connected with the sewage drainage. And many parts of our infrastructure come far from the Austrian period and are older than 130 years. That's why we critically needed international help. And this is what I like to tell more about the cost. It is the cooperation between Germany and the European Union. Our biggest partner is KfW, the German Bank for Progress, Chernivtsi City Council, Chernivtsi Vodokanal, and Ministry of the Communities. Nowadays, our portfolio amounts to 100 million euro. 65% are loans, while 65 million are grants. So we've been provided with the funds by the federal German government via KfW. The team working on that is very complicated and large. And here I'd like to say thanks to the colleagues from the German banks and all the subcontractors that are allowing us to work. For example, now there's a reconstruction of the water pipeline that is more than 50 kilometers length. And we were forced to repair this because the infrastructure was really obsolete and damaged through the years. And the loss was reaching even 65%. And the project is divided into two phases. We are given the 16 million grant component, and since the beginning of the war, we started very tight coordination with the European Union that are transferred to us via KfW. And what is the purpose? What is the strategic goal of ours? We identified three main goals as the ultimate goal for our city. It is the modernization of our infrastructure, modernizing the pump infrastructure too. We also have ready technical solutions on the internal city grid. Chernivtsi is a border city. 37 kilometers away from the city, there's the border of the EU. We have Romania and Moldova nearby. I'll tell you also about the energy and the alternative energy sources. Now we're rehabilitating 6 kilometers of transmission main pipeline. What's more, another part of the pipeline is going to be reconstructed. What's more, okay, well, these are high diameter pipelines. The diameter is 300 and up to 350 millimeters. The pipelines are made from polyethylene. The higher diameter requires metal pipelines. As you see, the groundworks is massive. A few words more about the key challenges. Let me just clarify. The capacity is 100 million euro, but how many of that was actually used? We have 3 contract signs. One contract for slightly more than 10 million. Next one is for 14 million, and the next one 1.6 million. The rest of the 100 million euro are available funds. Nowadays, we have very fruitful cooperation, which requires our gratitude to the consulting team, to the bank, German bank team. They made the impossible thing to achieve things supposed to take 2 years in just 1 year. But tell me, this fast way is connected to the military operations in Ukraine? No, no, no. It's just the very effective team and also the support that we're being provided by the government and the bank. And let me repeat this for the third time: the consulting team. Just saying briefly, when the war started, we went to Frankfurt for the negotiations. We understood the challenges Ukraine was facing at the time. But knowing that all the biddings had to go through all the procedures, the decisions were made very fast and efficiently. Just on challenges. These are bureaucratic challenges in order to adapt to both Ukrainian and European building norms. What's more, there's a very harsh situation in Ukraine on the critical objects, while many of the maintenance crew is being mobilized for the army.
But I can say that the situation looks quite promising. We are there, we are working, and I would like to introduce the projects, the tenders that we're planning. In January, it will be a tender for about 20 million. We plan to apply for then 21 million euros for the tender for the reconstruction of pipeline, and also another tender for replacement of the pumps. I would like to once again thank you for fruitful cooperation and to invite everyone to Ukraine. So everyone who can supply, deliver good services, who can deliver equipment, we invite you to Chernivtsi. We have a very reliable international donor. All the procurement conducted is presented in the Economic Development Agency in Germany. We also have the announcement about those procurements on our website. And aren't Western engineers afraid to come visit your facilities? They are not only not afraid, but more, we have the joint projects. For example, one Turkish company has the project of pumps replacement. We also have visits from many. So, meaning there is no problem like that. No, people understand how important it is, and we just move on. Thank you, Andrei. Now let's get back to the frontline city. Anatoly, so please tell us how it is. Do you develop the Kursk region already? Thank you for this opportunity to tell you a bit more about the challenges and achievements we have. Let's hope that our armed forces will come back soon from the Kursk region. We're really grateful for their work. This is a really hard job they're doing, but the situation in the city and in the community got worse a bit because not only we have occupiers on our land, but they don't like that we have entered their country, their land. We have air raid alarms lasting for 15, 18, sometimes 20 hours a day. We have those corrected air bombs. So first the missile comes, and only then we have an alarm, because our city is very close to the Russian borders. And after the unification, so we still have some distance. And basically every day we have suffering from the missile attacks, from ballistic attacks. So I cannot say that the situation got better. It got worse. In terms of energy supply, yes, it resulted in the fact that now, after those ongoing missile attacks, we have problems with energy supply, because they hit the energy facilities, the substations that we have in the city that provide supply power to the whole region. And sometimes when there's the missile hitting the western part of the region, the whole region gets the blackout. And we had such cases when there was no power supply for a day, for 2 days. And what about you, your city? Do you provide any power generators? Yes. Well, basically now it's been almost 3 years of the full-scale invasion. Of course, our sector will suffer from it. That's why I'm really thankful to all the international donors that have been helping us, are helping us, and will continue doing that. We have the power generators, and just for your information, our tariff includes 48,000 hryvnias for fuel per year for generators, but we need about 15-20 liters of fuel a day to provide them to all the generators we have. So of course it's clear that we don't have money for that. And sometimes when somebody asks us where is the money, we just honestly explain them that, well, when we buy, the budget involves the fuel for fuel costs at 22 hryvnias, but in fact we purchase fuel for 55 hryvnias per liter. That's why now we have this support from UNICEF in form of fuel for generators. We are grateful to Siemens, to UNICEF for providing us the inverters that let us turn on much more pumps. And we all know that the first thing we need to save is the pump station, because if there is a flood at the pump station, then the whole city will suffer. That's why, like, everyone's concerned, so that no attack is on the fuel storage. That's why we know that generation is a very good thing, but this probably should be the latest, the last way of provision of the resource. And for example, this year, I'm sorry, there is the video. So
Sumy, 50 kilometers from the Russian border.
Шахеды летают. Вон шахед. Огонь!
Due to Russian attack on the energy sector, the city suffers from power outages. Diesel generators are heard everywhere. Generators also power critical infrastructure, but are dependent on fuel and can break down at any time. A solar power plant can provide greater energy security. One has already been installed on the roof of the Sumy hospital, and another one for a youth center. The water utility, which provides water and sewage to about 300,000 people, also received a new solar power plant. A 60-kilowatt solar power plant was installed at one of the water intakes. It cost almost 130,000 euros, part of which was contributed by international humanitarian organization, and the rest was funded by the community, In the first month and a half of operation, the solar power plant saved about 3,000 euros and supported the water utilities operation during power outages.
Сонячна електростанція, яка у нас встановлена.
The solar power plant we have installed allows us to work for about 2 hours at night using batteries. And with the onset of daylight, for about 4 hours in the absence of the grid, the well worked entirely on the solar power plant.
Половина працювала повністю на сонячній електростанції.
Під час війни процес встановлення
During the war, the process of developing renewable energy sources became critically important because it is easy to destroy large power plants. But it is incomparably more difficult, if not impossible, to destroy 100 small plants that generate energy where it is needed. At hospitals, water utilities, condominiums. That is why renewables during the war are the solution to security and uninterrupted energy supply that we need to work with.
Thank you. So we have installed this solar station on one of the water intake points. The capacity needed was 250 to 170 kilowatts. We've installed it for the cost of this station was 2 million euros, and it let us, which was tested already during blackouts. We have 93 kilowatts, of which 60 is the hybrid from the accumulation, and 32 kilowatts come from the grid. So this enables one well to work for about 3-4 hours, so that later on we can turn on other pumps for supplying the water to the city. So after implementation of this project, we met with our city mayor and signed another MOU with the School of Energy Efficiency for installation of another solar station. For how many solar stations do you need to supply power to all your intake points? So if we install those stations on a sunny day, we'll have 15-20% of supply. So that's the road we chose. As of now, we have 5 projects that are developed already. All the projects are developed, and now with the GIZ, we already have come to an agreement on installation of 700 kilowatts more on water treatment facilities and on one of the water intakes. After the Lviv Eco Forum, the contract company said that they can take care of all the projects for all the facilities, or at least get involved. But now, after this networking within these 2 days here, I'm sure that we found new colleagues that are ready to install those solar panels on 2 more facilities. Meaning that you can see, does it mean that you see the slide in the tunnel, which can improve the situation at least a bit? Yes, and moreover, thanks to our colleagues from our ministry, to Ruslan Golub, who supports us. He helped us sign the MOU with the UNICEF for installation of other solar stations. We also met representatives of USAID in Lviv, and they agreed to pay or give money for installation for the pilot project, although we have come to an agreement with the Ukrainian Bank for the loan for 30 million hryvnias. That's what it takes to install the equipment. USAID said that they are ready to finance that project because we're close to the front line, and so they understand the situation, the budget constraints. And I think that in March, April next year, we'll already have 2 more water treatment facilities. We will have those solar panels on the boiler houses, on 2 residential buildings. It will be the basis of the enterprise. And in total, we will have 7 facilities. How many percent is it of the total enterprise? it's less than 17, so it's not much. So it's not much, not few, but we understand that now to install this kind of station, you need the supply of both the energy and the gas. Well, I'm really happy that Lviv Eco Forum was so efficient, so I invite you all there to that forum next year, because that's where you can find partners. Alexander, your cluster, you represent your cluster with the dream for many people, so please tell us more. Okay, can I show some slides?
Є у вас нормально все?
Is everything working? Okay, so we can start. So I'll tell you about WASH Cluster. This is this association which takes care of coordination of countries under war with some problems. So WASH stands for water and water, sanitation and hygiene. So UNICEF and the association signed the MOU and making this company that takes care of this issue. So if we're talking about the coordination, we get a lot of information about the needs. We coordinate the assistance that we receive or we plan to be received with the different organizations.
The organizations that have better capacities in the emergency help, and on the right, this organization who are entering Ukraine looking for partners. Thanks to the UNICEF partnership, we created this map showing us the Vodokanal enterprises and their current state. We can modify this information regarding the criticality of water access, the quality of the water, and thanks to that, we are able to search through this information gathered through almost 3 years of the war. We also understand that the information needs to be verified and receive its describe. We see information on the population pre-war and now. We can see needs of a community listed. What is the stage of realization of these or those projects, and so on. That is very briefly on the broad coordination done by the cluster. What's more, the financial institutions and the humanitarian aid institutions are entering the next level of supporting the operational systems. This facility in Balakleia was fully funded by UNICEF. We're also witnessing the destruction of water facilities near the front line. We're seeing the pump station in Liman being destroyed due to the Russian shelling. And we see many similar situations in the occupied parts of the Donetsk region. Unfortunately, the situation with the Kakhovka Dam and Kakhovka Basin was not solved. This basin was supplying 1.5 million people with clear water. It is roughly the population of the city of Warsaw. and destroying the dam caused two problems at the same time: the flood and the shortage of drinking water. And the state measures were not sufficient for that. Now you see gigantic projects that were never conducted during the years of independence. It is building new pump stations and repairing huge parts of the water pipelines. Thank you for providing me with this time to present on our activity. Here is a QR code that will lead you to our website with all the necessary information on our activity. Your cluster is a consolidated group of donors who are providing help. Thank you all the panelists, and I cannot express my gratitude to all of you who are serving the Ukrainian people.